Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Total Exposure Live. I am your girl, wishing on Gems, Total Exposure's visionary.
Hi everyone, I'm Ms. Chromes, one of the event managers based here in London.
Hey guys, I'm Jaisha and I'm also one of the event managers, part of Total Exposure team, but I am based right here in Birmingham. What it do, what it do, what it do.
Another week. Woo! Another show.
What up, y'all?
Gems, I see you over there with the glasses and
Isn't it?
shining and that. How is everyone?
I am good. And yourself?
I am good. I am okay. Yes.
We out here. We good.
It is another Thursday, the new Friday, the start to your weekend. Come on, you should be nowhere else but right here. Because we lit every single week. We have the dopest guests on, whether it comes to music artists, whether it's like actual painters and designers, entrepreneurs, rappers, singers, songwriters, producers.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers, sisters. True, isn't it?
The list goes on.
Yeah, we have it all right here on the Total Exposure live show. If this is the first time you're joining us, welcome. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. And if you rock with us every single week, we love you to the moon and back. And so you can make sure you keep up to date with everything we have going on. Our social media, we are on everything. We are about where we're trying to keep up to date with the culture, what's new. So let us know what's going on. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're going to be on Twitch soon. And we also have a Spotify account. So every time we have our music artists on here, you can find their music right over there on Spotify. We make everything easy for you guys, so you never miss a thing. What's good? What's good? What's good?
So there's like a lot of things been going on. Recently, I saw a post saying, why put your videos up on Gram Daily when only 10% of their 4.2 million is seeing it? And if there's a bigger artist, your videos getting pushed down even further. You're paying £350 just to be on a known platform, but you could invest that £350 into your own subscribers, your own platform, monetize your own work and stuff like that. And I was just thinking to myself, yes.
Yeah. They definitely have a point. I think we touched on it last week when we were speaking to UVM, and they had mentioned that they put their music on a well-known platform, but then on their next song, they actually released it on their own platform. I think a lot of artists are starting to do that now, especially when you can do so much with ads and promotion and marketing. Exactly. It just makes sense to, as UVM did say, it just makes sense to start building your own brand, especially when you've got problems like you said, Jens, where if you're not that well known, your videos getting pushed 3 months back. Like I've heard so many artists actually say that to me, like they got their money ready and people are telling them, no, we can release it in 3 months. Well, what if that messes up with the artist's schedule on when they want to actually release their music?
Right.
Do you get what I mean? So artists, my opinion is the way forward is to do it yourself in it. And Butch Cassidy last week gave some real great tips on some artists, some things that artists are doing out there at the moment, which is really building engagement with their followers and their fans and their listeners. And we recommend that is a great start, a great step to make. Build your engagement over all social media platforms. Make it exclusive to people again. Make music exclusive. Do your own thing. GRM Daily, they will soon catch up. They will. What's your thoughts, Cindy?
I mean, I'm all for independent art, like doing everything yourself. You know, I don't want to like repeat what you both said, but I agree with both. So, you know, why not invest in yourself instead of just paying the one-off fee to be put on one platform? that is basically third party to you. So, you know, it is good to start on your own, but it is really difficult. So it's like also making sure that you've got, you know, your support system strong as well.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head with something there. And one of the reasons probably why artists do it, especially if they're starting out in the industry, that it's so hard if you do not have a team behind you, you do not have that support behind you. It's so hard to try and do a lot of this stuff yourself. And sometimes I speak to a lot of artists, the problem is trying to do everything yourself and being an independent artist. It crushes your creativity, and it's difficult. So I'm assuming that's why artists and groups and musicians, why they do use platforms like this, because it is difficult to try and do it all yourself. Build your, like, imagine there's people who are YouTubers who are trying to build their following and that's all they do. Do you get what I mean? Much less having to do marketing yourself, actually write songs, actually produce music, actually go to the studio, do shows. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
And that is the reason why we fully appreciate every single artist that we have come on our platform. And we try our best to do what we can to help support, expose the talent that we have come on. I can't even focus, right? I'm sitting here watching. Definitely, I'm sitting here watching Gemma in her glasses. I
know, right? I'm like,
girl.
You never know. This could be like a total exposure brand one day. You know what I'm saying?
It might be.
Festival where you need sunglasses, the rain mat.
Pose for the camera. Work it.
Pick up yourself, Just Kieran. Thank you for locking in with us.
Love Just Kieran.
Yeah, definitely. He's an artist that's been on our show before. So we love the work that you're doing, and we see you. We do see you. Keep shining, King. Keep shining. Everybody else that's logged in, we want to know what you guys been up to. Interact with us. What do you guys think about artists releasing their own music on their own platforms, or platforms like GRM Daily? I think, is there only two? Is it GRM Daily and Link Up TV? Is that like the two main ones?
SBTV.
SBTV's one as well, isn't it?
Madness. Colors. They don't really. They like premiere like a live set, but still. Yeah, it's quite a few.
So there's a few out there. Yeah, I think it's unanimous where we're saying artists, just do your thing, do your own thing.
Yeah.
But we have a great guest that's coming on today that will actually talk to us a bit more about things like that, of that nature, and maybe even how artists can go about it, and even their take on artists doing it independently or not doing it independently. Because, you know, all the time, there's two sides. There has to be a reason why there are record labels and why people do it independently. And I feel like it would be great to hear both sides. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, those in the comments, let us know what you think. If you are an artist or a creative yourself, let us know, what are you doing out there? Just Kieran, as we said, big up yourself. You're an artist who's been on our platform. What do you do? Let us know in the comments. Interact with us on our social media platforms. As we said, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, soon to be on Twitch and Spotify.
Hit us up, guys. Hit us up.
Another thing that's been going on in the world of media is the whole Britney Spears conservatorship. How do you say the word now?
Yeah, conservatorship. Anyway,
her fans have been saying "Free Britney" for years now.
They have.
I never understood what it was about, but apparently she's been imprisoned by this conservatorship that's been put in place because remember when she like shaved their hair off and whatnot, had like a mental breakdown and what, they put her into that. And I feel like she was from like a small town. Her parents didn't really know about the music business and they weren't really business savvy in that case. They just hired someone who said, yeah, we'll put her on this, it'll preserve her riches and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she'll be
Didn't do her
fine.
any
But
good.
didn't explain the ins and outs of what it would actually be. Now she's like protesting to literally come out of this, because it's like locked her down, put her in, like, it's basically put her in a mental box.
For 13 years as well. Like,
You can't leave your own compound. You can't have a kid without
crazy.
without it being signed off and all of that stuff.
So when you say they, who is they? Like her family, business, like who is they?
Everyone who is in place of like responsibility of her conservatorship.
Okay.
so it does include her family, because she does mention them as well.
Her dad is the one who's
Like the head.
the head.
He makes that final
Other
decision.
legal representatives who are
Wow.
also.
But wait, ain't she a grown woman now?
She's 39.
Right.
39.
She's old enough, man. Yeah,
And she still has to live like young Britney Spears when she was in Disney Channel.
Well, it's gone as far as she can't get married.
Wow.
Like, she has
That
to.
is crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. She can't have more children.
In some way, isn't this against like human rights or something? Like,
Of course.
That's not
It is,
like,
but
it
it's
doesn't
legally
sound.
written.
Oh, is it?
It's legally written. And then if she removes her dad, someone else, the court can assign someone else that she doesn't even know, who isn't even a part of her camp, and wouldn't even care. They'd just be getting a paycheck. This is what it comes down to. The paycheck, the money, because she's not doing nothing with her money. It's just sitting there.
I was going to say, when was the last time Britney Spears actually done something like in the media, in a movie, done music, on some kind of sitcom? When was the last time we actually saw her, even in actual the media? I haven't seen her. I didn't even know she was still around. I thought she was living her best life somewhere on a private island.
Yeah.
Where is she?
She does make like TikTok videos, and she does go live, but then she she presents like she's all happy and dandy, but then she has like hidden coded words in
what she's doing.
Yeah. Right now she's at that point where like, if you there's that video, there's a link that I shared as well. You listen to that, you can hear in her voice like she doesn't sound happy. She's crazy. Like, she's trying to break free. Like, you can hear it in her voice. Like, it's not. Yeah, it's quite peak.
It is. It really is. And I mean, if you think about it, we've been on lockdown for this like 12 months, 18 months, however long it's been.
And we're like, can you hurry up and make up your mind?
Exactly.
And she's been going through that for 13 years.
For 13 years, exactly. Yeah. With people who actually she thought had her best interest at heart. Like, the people that are actually close to her are the ones that are actually locking her down. So that's even crazier, that she's never even gonna know what having an actual normal life is. The fact that she was so famous from so young, that was one thing. And then even after that, she still hasn't even been able to live a normal life. So that's crazy.
Yeah. But when you listen back to her music, she's basically saying the same things. Like, she wants to be free of this.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in the music industry, when they say, "Oh, you sold your soul to the devil."
So do you think
this makes me feel like?
So do you think "I'm a Slave for You" has anything to like?
I'm a slave.
Yeah, like, it's a bit.
All you people look at me and something.
Britney Spears fans, wow. Grew up on her. Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, my girls.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I did prefer Christina Aguilera a bit more, but hey, we move.
But then they started their career around the same time, because they both did Disney Channel, and then they moved on to getting signed by thing. But they had totally different careers. Like, Christina Aguilera's been able to live a normal life, whereas Britney Spears has been locked down.
And I think to a certain extent, they were different types of artists as well. Like, even though they came out at the round time, I know a lot of people used to compare them a lot. Yeah, but to me, I feel like they were two different types of artists.
Definitely.
So yeah, I would have compared like Christina Aguilera more with Pink when she first came out. They were probably like the same type kind of thing.
But when they were both out making music at the same time, they kind of put hate more towards Christina Aguilera and made Britney Spears the golden girl.
The angel.
The sweet one.
Because I remember the media over here and the radio personalities were saying that Christina Aguilera was a white rat.
Oh, wow.
From the Moulin Rouge where she had that big old poodle hair.
Aging her bad boy. Wow.
But she's been able to live a normal life.
She has. That's so regardless of what they were saying how many years ago, she's still doing her thing. So
yeah. And then like when you stop making music, like you don't really want all that fame and paparazzi following you around.
Yeah, you just want to live your life.
Yeah.
Well, she mentioned that in the video where the recording about the paparazzi, like they basically sent her to whatever rehab center it was like an exposed area, so anyone could have found her at any point, which they did, and that's why everyone saw those images of her looking like she was mad and all of that, because she felt like it was a setup basically as to where she was put.
Yeah, it probably was, to be fair.
Yeah, I would have put it past them.
100%.
You want a picture of Britney? Here, she's gonna be here.
Yeah,
there's always someone leaking spots.
Well, this is the first time I heard of that story, so thanks for sharing. I did see the link that Cindy shared with us, so I'll probably watch that tonight. It's a little bit of you know, when they say bedtime reading, bedtime browsing, I'll watch that and get up to date with what's happening with Britney Spears.
There's a documentary on BBC as well.
Oh, on Britney Spears, or yeah?
On Britney.
Yeah. What else is new is recently we had the anniversary of the Windrush.
We did.
That was this week as well. So we pay homage to the Windrush or the people that came over and helped build the UK. Like, we can't forget. Yeah, we can't forget the people that helped build the UK and allow it to be what it is now, and allow us, like people in our generation, to have the opportunities that we do.
Exactly. Can you imagine if our grandparents didn't get on the boat to come and rebuild the infrastructure of this country?
Yeah. I can't even imagine how it would be. And even like sometimes when you hear the stories, I don't know if your grandparents ever shared stories with you, like when they came over. And I remember my granddad shared stories with me and my grandmother, and just the living conditions when they got into London. And when you really think about it, like what they went through and how they were able to still get on the property ladder, have great jobs, and look after their families.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually phenomenal, and it makes me look at myself and think, like, Jay, come on, you have to be doing bits out here. You have to be doing the most, because if your grandparents could come from a whole different country and their whole culture be different to, you know, what they were used to, and still make a life, like, and now we've got all these opportunities. We can do the most. We can do it all. So
yeah.
Yourself, guys, definitely do not limit yourselves, and 100% we appreciate the things that the sacrifices that were made by those who came before us.
Can you imagine, like, coming over here, you're in a foreign land, people are basically saying that they hate you for no reason. You're here to do a job, and they're saying, why are you taking our jobs? Well, why didn't you apply for it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then the thing is, wait, what your people sent for us? Like, we weren't like, oh, we're so happy to come here Your people said we need you here, right? And now you're complaining that we're here. We're trying to help you.
And I can just imagine how they were feeling, because when they came, like, remember, like, it was war torn, wasn't it? And a lot of the buildings were filled with mold and stuff like that. Like, let's come from the Caribbean where there ain't no mold.
No mold.
And they're all like crumbing up in one room.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like how the living conditions in London right now, it's starting to get to that point where everyone's living like there's 3 houses in one, and it's probably the same back then as well. But the reason why it's so now is because it's actually overpopulated. But the reason why it was so then was because that was the only housing they could get. Like, and whole families would be coming over from the Caribbean, and they'd be in that one bedroom. They'd have to be sharing kitchen and bathroom with other families or other people.
Did they even have bathrooms?
They probably had a little wash basin in the same like bedroom or room that they were in, a little sink or something.
Yeah, but they did have like I do know in like up north they never had like bathrooms in their house. It was like at the end of the garden. The toilet was at the end of the garden, and they had to have like a communal bath or communal shower. Like it wasn't a thing, bathroom in your house.
Yeah. I have a little experience on how that was, because I don't know if I've shared on the show before. I actually used to live in the Caribbean, and I left London and lived in Antigua for a little while as a child. And that, for me, even as a child, that culture shock from coming from the UK and going to the Caribbean, whilst it might have been all dandy because the weather was nice and sorry, my battery's dying. I'm trying to sort it out. It was nice. Everything else for me was a difference. It was a change in it. So the schooling was different. The schooling was different. How they spoke was different. Just their mannerisms were different. And it was a lot for me as a child, but I do appreciate that I had done it when I came back to England.
I've been to the Caribbean for long stretches of time. And I experienced it from so many different levels as well. Like I went to the country. Living in the country is like, it's great because you get to pick all the fruits and pick the kidney beans from the pea pods, but it was boring other than that. And it was a long trip. But then city living, I loved it. I loved being in a good little town where everything is interconnected. The beach is just down the road.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I bet it's different. It seems boring because like you came from the city to the country. I guess if you grew up in the country, it would just be normal to you, innit? Like you wouldn't even feel any different. But there's a lot of differences. I know Miss Crome's family is from the Philippines. How's it different in the Philippines?
Again, it just depends where you're from, you know, like if you're in the city, you know, the houses are different. But if you go like in the back roads and you go further like and deeper down, you'll see like the slums and that, how people don't like to say that, but obviously that's what they are called. And, you know, the way that they live, they're more happier. I don't know what it is. Like they're more happier with less. Like
the more money, more problems, baby.
It's crazy. No, but I see the difference in like the cult, like obviously my culture and how they live out there. You know, it's tropical weather as well, so it's completely different to London, well, UK as a whole.
Yeah,
lifestyle is completely different, and I get what Gemma's saying with the whole like it can be a bit boring because, you know, as much as, you know, there's beautiful places, beautiful beaches and islands and whatever else, it's not as busy as London.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's completely different. And even the capital in the Philippines isn't, you know, as hectic. Maybe the traffic is, because traffic is terrible in Manila, guys. Just avoid Manila, guys, okay? As much as I love my country, like the capital in Manila, the traffic is. But the lifestyle, yeah, it's definitely different. I love it though. I could go to the Philippines for a long time and not want to come back, just because it feels like refreshing.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, I would take my kids out of Britain to go and live somewhere else though, because the lifestyle out in another country and education could be a whole lot better. They might even appreciate it a bit more.
It is better. When I lived in the Caribbean, I was 7 when I went there. When I came back, I was 10, 11. And what I had learned in those years, when I went into year 6 of the year I went into when I came back to the UK, and I had that 1 year in year 6 and I went into year 7. What I was learning, what they were learning in year 6, I had learned probably 2 years ago. So the whole year, whilst I was in year 6, I was literally there just because I had to be in school. Do you get what I mean? But in terms of learning anything, I didn't learn anything because I was so ahead of my time. Because in the Caribbean, the school that I went to, and I think that's how the schooling is on most Caribbean islands. And when you're in a grade, if you don't do so well, you can't move a grade. So you have to make sure
in the Philippines.
Exactly, you're passing your exams, you're doing your work, because if you fail, you're staying right there. You ain't moving. And
that's again the same in every other country other than this one.
Other than the UK, isn't it?
So no one wants the embarrassment. No one wants to be 15 and still in freaking year 6. Like, it's not one. Do you get what I mean? So, and then you don't want to have to your parents, because I remember there were certain times at the time when I went over there, beatings was a thing. Like, my teacher beat me a couple of times. It was like pulling your skirt. I had to pull in my skirt, right? That leather belt. Whoa.
Oh, Lord.
That leather belt and that connection to my ass. Oh. So, like, when you got teachers like that who don't play, I remember my teacher's name so well. It was Mrs. Parker. She did not play, boy. Yeah. So the school it's just a lot more strict but beneficial to children. Okay, the beating is one thing, because I don't agree with my teacher. Like, right now, if I went to pick up my kids from school and they told me their teacher beat them, I'd be confused. But it's the culture in it. You know, when you're in those small islands, the village raised the child. The village includes the doctor, the teacher, the shop owner. Like, there's no blight anywhere. Everyone gets their fair share if you're a rude child. And that's why kids that grow up in those kind of countries, they have more manners, they respect their elders, they're just smarter people. And they're more relaxed as well. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, big up the schooling everywhere else apart from the UK.
Well, speaking of the Caribbean, let's introduce our next guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, our guest for tonight is no stranger to me and the ladies in the chat right now. BPSOCA is our guest tonight, and they are a UK independent record label, and they've been going now for, I'd say, under a year. The amount of projects that this man has been blowing out from last year up until this date is incredible. Literally, let's just bring on Gareth from BPSOCA Music.
Hey.
Welcome.
That was a nice introduction. I liked it.
Nice.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. I was actually laughing at the story that you guys are telling in regards to the beatings that people used to get in the Caribbean.
I'm saying I do not miss it.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I haven't experienced that myself, but my mama has in the Philippines, so completely different.
Yeah,
I
to be
always
honest,
make
yeah.
sure I'm on my P's and Q's, okay?
No, my sister used to tell me the stories because when she used to go to school there used to be nuns with rulers.
Oh,
So yeah. I heard stories, but I never experienced it.
lucky for y'all. Lucky.
you know.
Yeah, it definitely shaped me. Definitely shaped me.
No, that's good. That's good.
Physically, right?
No, that's good because people in Birmingham need that. So that's the main thing.
Let me just clarify something, right? I just live here. Like, that is it. I claim my London roots, which is where I was born, but I also claim my cultural roots, which is the Caribbean. That's Antigua, Montserrat, and Barbados. Birmingham, I'm just passing through here. I'm just passing through. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
I take it back. All right.
But also, aside from that, big up my Birmingham family because I've been here a while. I've been here 20 years. So I have to show my respect for Birmingham as well.
Don't claim it.
She lived there for 2 decades and doesn't claim it.
It's just how I feel. It's just how I feel.
London girl through and through.
No, that's good. That's what I like to hear.
Should we call you BPSOCA or can we call you Gareth?
You can call me Gareth. That's all right. That's fine.
Gareth, we had you on our show. Was it last season? Was it season 3?
Yeah,
last season 2, August.
Season 2. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, last year August, I think it was. Yeah, you're right. Last year August.
Time has flown. Oh my gosh.
It really has.
Yeah, it has.
We had great conversation about what your company has done within the soca scene within the UK, and wherever else you've touched, because we had an extensive conversation on what you've been doing. And BPSOCA itself has been doing some great stuff. It's very well known within the UK scene and the work that they do. But you did give us a little exclusive when you came on the podcast. Yeah,
that's true.
Let us know that you were going to set up something new. There was going to be a new element to BPSOCA. So we are excited to talk to you about that today. But for those who haven't heard about BPSOCA, because there might be a few people, they might have just been in their hibernation state and they haven't come across you yet. So for those who maybe haven't heard of BPSOCA, just give us a little background on what you do and what the company is about.
Yeah, no problem. BPSOCA first started as Bacchanal Promotions UK. This was back in 2017. So we were going to be doing soca events around the London area. So the first event that we did was, I think it was in Bow. That was literally the launch event, the first ever event that happened. And it actually went really well. So that was the plan in order to give a new type of feel-good soca event to go to, where you actually feel like you're going to a fete back in Trinidad or Barbados or Antigua, wherever it may be. And yeah, people liked it. People loved it. And I think it really came to fruition more in 2019 for the first Greens Fete, which happened in January 2019, the 31st, I believe. And yeah, it sold out. And I was like, wow, okay.
And it was crazy.
Yeah, it was a good event. And we actually were one of the lucky ones to have an event just before lockdown last year, January as well. And that was big in itself. So I was really happy with how things went. And yeah, it just keep going from there, really. And last year, August, when I was on the show, I did actually announce that I was going to bring forth a record label, which was BPSOCA Music.
Yeah.
Yes.
And here we are today.
Yeah, I know. Time's flown, man. Jeez.
Really
So what made you start the record company, and have you dabbled in the music industry before?
I have actually not dabbled in the music industry before, but I have networked with a lot of people within the music industry. And it was just a case at the moment where there are a lot of really good up and coming UK soca artists. who really want to release stuff. But the thing is, I think this goes back to the talk that you're having with, for example, independent versus record labels. Because we're an international, we're an independent UK record label. So we give a bit more, actually not even a bit, we give a lot of creative control to the artists who we do projects for. So for example, we don't actually sign artists, we do projects on an ad hoc basis.
Get you, yeah. That's the question I was going to ask, because when you hear the word label, you assume that you have artists on your roster.
No. So we actually just do projects on an ad hoc basis. So we've worked with a lot of people so far. So we worked with Mr. Zaya, Simbali, Taradan, Mersey, about to start work with Trini Boy Juicy, Sun Divas, Marley, very soon Marley. But yeah, that's some of the people I worked with so far, to be honest.
Yeah. And why was it that you felt the need of having something like this? I'm not sure if I know of any other record labels that that are predominantly soca based within the UK. I'm not sure. There might be, but I haven't heard of them. So why did you feel like there was a need for something like this?
Because I think it's a case where just in the UK for Caribbean genres as a whole, it's just not taken very seriously. For example, I know a lot of people would say, well, dancehall is actually really well known, but to be honest, dancehall isn't to the level, for example, of pop or rock or these other stuff that we hear in the top UK 40s. But to be honest, I'm not here to change anything. I'm just here to help and assist to get artists to where they want to get to, and have that exposure, and also to hear that Caribbean genre on radio and also streaming services as well.
Yeah. So what different element do you think that you offer, being BPSOCA Music, that maybe an independent artist who was already doing their thing might not have been able to gain?
Again, I think it's more with networking, to be fair, because the thing is, when you're an independent artist, it is very hard. It is very, very hard, I have to admit. So, for example, there are pros, there are cons in being an independent artist. So, for example, you've got 100% creative control as an artist, definitely. You also get to keep 100% of the profits. So the copyright will all go, will basically go to the artist, because again, they wrote the song, or any kind of like musical copyright that they might have, or lyrical copyright will go to them. They've got 100% ownership of the music, so no one else owns it. And also the online services that are offered to independent artists, such as like Ditto Music and CD Baby and DistroKid, they give the independent artists, they give them a chance in order to release their stuff and also have it streamed with nearly every major or minor streaming network as well. But there are some cons, unfortunately. So the cons, for example, is like limited resources and budget. So there's a lot of up-and-coming UK artists at the moment. You haven't got the money in order to approach well-known producers or well-known sound engineers or mix engineers or mastering engineers or songwriters, etc., because the budget for them are very, very high. They're very high. Also a limited network as well. They've also, so I'm just trying to do this off the top of my head, limited music business experience as well.
That's a big
and
one.
also the time, because a lot of the independent artists at the moment, they work 9 to 5s. So, and also they may have other responsibilities like a family or maybe a sick relative, etc. So a lot of their money goes into that. And they can't obviously budget for what they want to do in regards to being an artist. So what I do is that we actually take on the cost for everything. So we introduce them to a very well-known producer. So for example, we work with a lot of big producers within the soca music industry. So we introduce them to them, introduce them to songwriters, introduce them to mix engineers, mastering engineers. There's literally no expense for them at all. All they need to do is learn the words, record it, and then it's released, and that's it. And they also get a big percentage of the sound recording royalties, and they're also offered copyright as well. So it's a thing that major record labels don't do.
Yeah.
because they're very money grabbing. But
Yeah.
we don't do that at BPSOCA Music. Definitely not.
You give them a whole experience, like you give them a package.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
Yeah,
not
definitely.
just about flinging out music. It isn't about throwing out 100 tracks. No, you want quality. You want to give them an experience. You want to make them feel like, you know what, they are artists. They do deserve a platform, you know, to extend and make more music, you know, and work with other producers that they may not have the chance to. And you are bridging that gap. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. There's also the networking, because maybe a songwriter or the producer might really like the sound that they put on that track.
Yeah.
And then that opens up a whole different ball game for them as well, which has actually happened already, to be fair. I won't name any names, but it has happened to a few people so far.
So how does sorry, go on.
I mean, I was just gonna say, like, working with producers abroad and artists here, has that been challenging? Because obviously, like, time differences, late nights. I mean, there's times where I've spoken to you and you're like, fun times, you know, I'm up at, I'm just like, fun times.
Yeah, seriously. Because of the time difference as well, because we want to keep the sound very authentic, we have to approach producers and also mastering engineers abroad, specifically in the Caribbean. So in Trinidad, for example, there's 5 hours behind, and maybe they're not free until 9 o'clock at night. So that means I have to stay up till 1, 2 in the morning just to talk to him, and obviously listen to the mix over the phone and stuff. Like I use a producer called Casey who goes under the name of Precision Productions, and he lives in LA, and that's 7 hours behind.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, so sometimes it is pretty testing, because I do a 9 to 5 as well. I'm just putting out, I do 9 to 5. So again, I'm doing all of this around that. So once I finish work at 5, I wait an hour. I'll probably speak to my sister on the phone, or I have something to eat, and then that's it. I'm working from 6 or 7 in the evening to when I go to bed.
Yeah,
grafting.
How does BPSOCA make money or produce a revenue when you guys foot the bill and create this experience for these artists?
So the revenue will be made simply by streaming, well, sound recording royalties, and also mechanical royalties. So it's more of an investment at the moment, because this is how it always is when you start for record labels. There's not going to be any revenue made probably within the first year or two. So I expect that. So what I'm doing is more giving back. So any kind of profit that's made with revenue from the events that we actually put on, some of that actually goes into BPSOCA Music as well, because BPSOCA Music is one company, and BPSOCA Entertainment's under it. So any kind of profit made will go into BPSOCA Music to give the opportunity for artists in order to create music with us and release it through BPSOCA Music. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Sorry.
It does.
And something that you said is, so does that mean that the songwriting that's done by yourselves, that's done in-house, the producer is found by yourself? So as you said, all the artist really has to come and do is sing or whatever they do on the song. That's it.
Literally it. That's literally it.
Nice. Okay. And what about the promoting of the song? So is that then done with yourselves? Is that then left to the artist? Who then does the promotion of the music?
Yeah, so the promotion is very hard to do, because with a lot of the artists at the moment, the following has to be quite big, like very, very big, in order to cause any kind of traction from the get-go. So we're actually talking to a few PR agencies at the moment. So for example, we had a release called Gen Gen by Sun Divas. I'm not too sure if you heard it, but it's a really nice track, and it also incorporates Creole in there as well. So St. Lucian. And a PR company really liked it, wanted to represent it, and they were called Quite Great PR. So they definitely wanted to represent that, and it's done quite well at the moment. I think it's probably, if not the highest stream single that we've released so far. That one.
Well done.
So yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah.
What if you find someone who's up and coming, but they don't have a following, but the music that you know that they can make will put them up there?
So that's a strategic thing. So I probably wouldn't recommend putting them on a single release, but more on a 3-track rhythm. that have other artists of high caliber on it, because people be more attracted to the big name that's on that rhythm, and they will then listen to every other track on that rhythm as well, exposing that one who hasn't got that large following. So that's more strategic in that way.
Actually, I have a question though. How long have you actually been working toward this record label? How long have you been planning this?
Believe it or not, I've actually been planning it since 2017. But I just never really got into it properly because of other things that have been happening. I just didn't really have the time in order to venture into that thing. I always had this 5-year plan when I actually started.
You always mention the 5-year plan. I know that.
I always have a 5-year plan. So literally it's a list of things, like it's SMART goals. So it's strategically done and it's all time based. So I got this SMART goal for 5 years. And in my 3rd year, I actually wanted to start a record label. And it happened. Yeah, so I just went for it. I took the risk and I thought, why not? I just went for it, to be honest. I'm trying to be on course with that.
I was gonna say, well, if it's your plan, isn't it? So
exactly.
What were you gonna say, Gemma?
I said, did lockdown have any part to play in that? Because obviously you had more time to focus on your goal.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, I was placed on furlough for a month. It wasn't even for that long, but but it still actually gave me the time to sit down and plan it, because when you're on furlough, you can't do any work for that employer at all. So that was that was great. That was absolutely perfect. I loved it. And it was literally a month-long holiday. Sorry?
A nice little paid break.
Yeah. I was being paid to lie on my bed. So I was just literally there planning away. I was there planning away, and I was also talking to my sister about it as well. So I was periodically talking to her about what I'm planning with the record label, and also told her when I incorporated it as a company as well. But yeah, and also it seemed at the time a very smart thing to do, because a lot of people are placed on furlough, a lot of people are locked down, a lot of people are in restrictions, and the only reach out that people have at the moment is actually listening to music to make them feel better.
Right.
So at the moment, you can see that there's a lot of companies, one being Spotify, that have seen a massive influx of new registered users, as well as Netflix and Amazon Prime. But yeah, and again, it gives the artists a bit more of a chance to really reach out to a wider audience as well.
Question. So you've worked with some, you named some really big names in terms of UK soca music, and again, this might be me being very naive about what's out there. So the ones that you did name are ones that I have heard about before. Now that you've used the projects, or they're already on projects, what is next? Are there other big UK artists that you haven't worked with within the soca scene yet? Does it mean that you're going to take a break because you need to kind of let that go through and let that sink into people before you then release another project?
Yeah, definitely. It's best to space it out, I think, at the moment. So there is a release coming up next month, and the next month. And I think after that, it's going to be very, very spaced out going into 2022, just so it can cater more for people who hopefully there's a Trinidad Carnival 2022. So it can actually be played during that whole carnival period, and also others as well. So yeah, that is the best thing to do. Artist-wise, in the UK, I do want to work with some UK artists, 100%. But my plan was, in the beginning, was to use international producers, songwriters, etc. for the UK artists.
Yeah.
And then the reverse.
Okay.
UK-based producers, songwriters, etc. for international artists.
Nice.
So that was the plan, but COVID totally messed that up. Totally messed that up. There's now artists who are stuck in countries because they can't get back home, and it's just crazy right now. So I thought, let me just wait until next year for that. Probably best.
Yeah. Definitely. So talk to us about the first couple of projects that you have dropped since BP Music being active.
Yeah, so one dropped in November 2020. So that was Big People Backing Out, which was released with Simbali.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very underrated song.
I love that
Very,
song.
very underrated song.
Mm-hmm.
So I have got plans with that song that should come to fruition hopefully later this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to re-release it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the best thing to do, to be honest.
Yeah.
Since then, I did take a bit of a break. And then in May 26th, I released the BPSOCA Rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
That was produced by Hardware, mixed and mastered by Simon Pipes. And on there, you've got Teradan, Mr. Zaya, and also Mersey as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, a week later, Sundiva's Jen released that track, and that was produced by Christian Floyd. Who was it mixed by? It was mixed by Kyle, who's also Badger Republic, and it was mastered by Precision Productions, Casey.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the 3 releases we got so far.
I love it.
I want to hear some.
Well, it's only right to start with the first one, right? So, Big People Backing Out.
Oh, Big People Backing Out. Okay, yes.
Zimbali.
Soca music is magic. Oh, and when you get in the mind to this rhythm. Oh, and we done like Papa from there. Give me flex when I hold on to you. Give me flex cause I want that from you. You make me say right there.
Let me pause that right there because we've got DJ Butch Cassidy in the house.
Okay.
Butch Cassidy.
Wait. And Butch is going to take over from here and he'll be playing that song for us.
Oh, I thought he was going to grill me some questions. I was all getting ready.
Well, that will happen. That will happen. Hey, Butch, you good over there? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. How you doing?
Why is Butch never on camera anymore? This is a question that I've been asking myself for a while.
Yeah.
Or it was a trip.
See, you're my girl. You know, you've got the beard all sharp and glowing and all them things there. I can't. I have. Yeah, your beard looks like it's glowing.
This is just good genes. I've done absolutely nothing to my beard. Nothing to my beard. And my jeans ain't fitting me right now, so I'm calm. Like,
cannot.
It's not right. But yeah, no, I'll chime in a bit. I've got to am I in the background? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I would.
Okay.
Let's go. Zimbali, catching out people. Hey.
And when you get in the mind to this rhythm. And we done hype up already. Come here, girl. Give me flex when I hold on to you. Give me flex cause I want that from you. You make me say right there. Right there, girl. Time for me to get physical. Oh yeah, big people back and all. Run a bottle in the air, watch everything up in the air, I be okay. In the air, baby, soca music is magic. And when you get in the mind to this rhythm. And we done hype up already. So baby, come here, girl. Ride on me cause I back and I'll turn me on when you whine like that, girl. You know. Come here, girl. You got the body of the century, baby. I hope you're ready for the entry, baby. Oh, yeah. You made me say right there, girl. Time for we to get physical. Oh, yeah. Big people back and all. Run a bottle in the air, watch everything up in the air, I be okay. In the air, baby, soca music is magic. a buckle in the air right now. Show me pressure when you whine on something. Crank a buckle in the air right now. When you whine on something. Show me structure, give me more. I be waiting now you go. How you whine so when you drop? When you whine it. You make me say right there, girl. Time for me to get face it down. Oh, big people back and all. Run a button in the air. Watch everything up in the air, be the air. In the air, oh baby, yeah. Soca music is magic.
Jeez.
Yeah, that is a nice song. It is a nice song, man. I love that song.
Definitely a summer banger.
It
is.
100%.
That was also
Timbali is Timbali's a really, really good artist. He's got so much potential, man. Like, he's got the right voice, the right attitude. He's a really, really nice guy. He's got the look of an artist. Like, he's
as well. I see you, Timbali.
Yeah.
No, that is a try. I feel like what you said, Gareth, is definitely a great thing to do. Re-release it, because if it didn't get the traction that you wanted, I can't see why not, because it's a dope song.
It really is.
It is, yeah.
It is a really good song. I have to admit, it really is.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
Very.
It is, man. It is. And imagine that in a party full of people as well, man.
But I'm ready for that. Magic. Oh, listen.
You know what? I could also hear that on a commercial.
Yes,
100%.
Sinking.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth looking out for that.
Yeah,
it's very catchy.
I could see
Like
It is a really nice song.
Is that M&S?
Yeah, M&S.
Yeah. But like
M&S is on the brink. I wouldn't say M&S. They're struggling. I just think
the song. It wouldn't be the whole like a chorus.
I just think it's got commercial appeal. It's got that commercial appeal that any brand who wants to sync themselves with that nice, feel good, authentic Caribbean sound, up to date. The track's got the elements. It's got the right elements in there. Nice catchy hook, nice sound and everything, which leads me on to it just, I had to sit in the background and listen like to where you're coming from, because it's the, how can I say, when the interview starts, you're like, okay, let me hear where he's coming from. And for me as a DJ, because I'm from St. Kitts, my family's from St. Kitts and Nevis, and we have a few artists, there's a few DJs and a few artists and stuff that are, doing well and so forth. But I try my best to dip into soca when the time's right and so forth. But then in the last year, and listening to Miss Crohn's and her network and whatever, she's opened up my ears to that there is a contingent of UK soca artists putting in work, and they're not trying to be, like how the UK rappers try to be American or whatever and so forth. It's like they are UK artists, but they're doing soca music. And how important is that for your brand to let people know that it's a homegrown, British soca label, so to speak? Is that something you fly the flag of?
I always fly the flag of the UK, 100%. I always speak to, like, for example, producers, songwriters, etc., with the British accent that I'm speaking with you now. I hide it. I don't hide it at all. I don't hide it. And also, when you go on the website, everything on there says UK. There's nothing in there that says we're based anywhere outside of the UK. Literally everything is the UK.
Right.
And they can also see that the artists that we're using as well, they're all from the UK right now. All of them are. So hopefully they get to take soca much more seriously. Like last year, Trini Boy Juicy, Bottles Overhead.
Oh my God.
That was played nearly everywhere on the road in Trinidad during Carnival last year.
Oh, wow.
And that's why it's got 2 million views at the moment and climbing on YouTube.
Currently. Yeah.
So he's done really well. But what he done is he his work ethic is through the roof to the point where he went to Trinidad to promote himself. He got himself on radio stations, on TV stations, on like fests and events there, etc., and went on stage to promote his song. And that is a dedication that a lot of people need to have, 100%. But he did really well, and he deserves the accolades he's getting for that. I have to admit.
Yeah.
So UK, can I ask? So I remember last time we had a soca artist on, everyone was talking about soca not being a genre on certain streaming platforms. Is it there? Is it actually getting supported now? Is it on the majority of the major one?
No. So on the best thing that you can actually select is either reggae, which is silly, or world music. That's literally the only two options that you have when uploading soca music onto, for example, Spotify, all the major streaming networks.
Are you serious?
Still no genre. Still no official genre.
It's silly. It's silly. But what you can do... But what you can do when you're actually distributing the music is, yes, you can put that as a primary genre, but there's a secondary genre that you can actually choose, and soca's in there. So, for example, if the streaming network in which that music is actually distributed to has the option to use those subgenres, then it will be displayed as soca. But that's probably like a minor streaming network that I don't even know of that's based somewhere in Eastern Europe. I have absolutely no idea. So it's just silly how it's working at the moment.
But the major ones, let's be frank, the major ones do not identify soca as a genre.
No.
Nope.
That's
crazy.
No.
They don't. And this is an ongoing debate that people are having as well. I think the best person who's actually seen this and probably knows how to speak about it in more detail would be DJ Martin J.
Yeah.
He's been an advocate for soca in this country for years. He's seen it all, been through it all, and he understands soca in the UK probably better than anyone else here does, to be honest with you. So he will definitely give you a nice debate on as to why it should be and why it isn't. Definitely.
But that's not holding you back in any formal way.
No. No, I like the challenge. It's fine. I'll do it.
He will.
100%. Because at the moment, not only are we actually trying to cater for guys here in the UK, but also internationally, especially in the Caribbean and the US as well. So if it was a case where, for example, we were only doing it for the UK, it definitely would have been hard. Whereas soca is big here, don't get me wrong, soca is big here, but also when you go into the US with different territories like New York and Miami, etc., like soca is massive there. It's so big, it's crazy. I really wanted to go to Miami Carnival this year, but it is what it is.
One day.
But,
next year.
one day, if they allow me to go there without a vaccine, I'll go.
I hear that.
I will go. Yeah, there's no point. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say something silly. I was just going to say there's no point in me booking a holiday for 14 days and then all of a sudden I have to quarantine for 10 and then come home in 3 days' time. It doesn't make sense.
No. It's not worth it. A music question that I have to ask from a DJ's perspective to a person that is, ahead of music and distributing music on multiple platforms. Are DJs still useful to part of your promotion?
DJs are useful for any genre of music, to be honest with you, because it depends where they play their music as well. So it's all well and good playing soca in Caribbean-based events or fests around London in the UK. But it would definitely help with, for example, when you go into bigger, more, upmarket places like Sway Bar and Institution and stuff. They play dancehall. They play Afrobeat. Why are you not playing soca? I don't understand. I never understood that. Where soca is very, very similar to Afrobeat. Very similar. The DJ can definitely mix a soca song into an Afrobeat, especially where it's majority like 132 BPM, which is basically the same for both genres. Like mix them both together and they'll sound exactly the same. They've got the exact same beat, composition, arrangement. I don't get why they don't do it. I have no idea why.
Is it because it's not classed as a genre yet?
No, because you don't hear it on radio, you don't hear it on TV, you don't hear it anywhere. The DJs are scared to play that type of music in fear that the crowd reaction will not be great. Basically,
yeah.
They just don't want to obviously put themselves in that position. But don't get me wrong, there are a lot of DJs who are definitely flying the flag at the moment. Like I think the biggest one at the moment is Super Nitro. Anywhere that Super Nitro goes, he will play soca, and he will play soca by artists in the UK. He will represent that every single day. Like, everywhere he goes. Kiss FM, he went to Radio 1 Extra, he did it on as well. Like and he will play soca every single time by UK artists. And that's how it needs to be honest.
But with you being an DJ, would you say what Gareth said is has some truth in it, that maybe DJs are scared to play it because it's not as popular as the rest?
I think there is truth in what he's saying, and I think that on the other note it's a fine line, because it depends what type of DJ you are. If you are in a club DJ and you're a resident DJ, you have to go through certain genres to fill your night. Now, if you're hitting a younger audience, like today, you're hitting 18 to 24-year-olds. How relevant is soca within that realm? Whereas if you're over 28, I'm not saying it's just an age thing, but you might throw back and throw something in, like you said, after an old school dancehall set. You as a DJ, your mind might go to what's it called? Kim, and what's it called? Who the hell is Kim? Going into the old classics and whatever. And you might, and what's his name? 1-on-1. Yeah, all them old classics, and just throw it in. But then this is the other side of it. But then there's the other side of it. Whereas if you're a DJ that plays at weddings and plays at other different functions and so forth, it depends as well, because soca, if you have got that background, there's some classics like that, again, more towards the calypso side, Rock It, I'm Coming, and so forth, and stuff like that you have to play. The uncles and the aunties are like, come on, you have to look after us as well. Yeah. True. I think that let's bring it back round to today. I think it's also a labels, and this, and I'm not pointing the finger at you. I'm just saying, in general, I think it's a label's responsibility to have a quality playlist of multiple style of DJs to be able to push, to say, look, we know that these guys, these 5 DJs are big on the wedding circuit. These 10 DJs are big on radio, like they, soca's a main part of their show. Let's throw it in. They have a little soca segment, and push your music mailing list wise to these DJs and say, yo, champion this is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's a fine line, but I think it does. Like, I opened up my email today, and I'm seeing, R&B and stuff that I'm still getting, pumped full of R&B. This is the new R&B person, because R&B wave is here. Everyone's saying it's dead. It's not. You know what I mean? But the promo companies are pushing it. They're saying, yo, this is the next thing. So I think, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Repeat it. Soca should be pushed just as hard as the R&B. Use the tactics. And have your core mailing list. Get a couple on One Extra, a couple on Capital. You know what I mean? Pick the big boys, just even if it's one, and just say, yo, here's a dub plate. You know what people are like. Cut them a dub. And make them fling it and get that promo, get that fly out. And I think it will work. And especially with the sound system culture, that's the other side of it as well. Don't forget those. They love a dub plate. They love a dub plate. True. So I think if soca wants to, just crack down some doors, go old school, make some dub plates for some DJs and make them feel good and get it out there, just to get that promo play, that play to say it's coming. You know what I mean? It's an old school tactic, but I think it can work.
People still do.
I agree.
Sure, I definitely agree with that as well. Like dub plates is still a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Yeah,
I
do agree with that.
Yeah, even when I first heard like Trini Boy Juicy and he was brought onto the show and the stuff, immediately the first thing I was thinking was, I want that on dub. I want a dub plate of that. You know what I mean? Because that is a rinse out. And then I was speaking to my boy Reds, and he goes, yeah, I know about them artists there and this, that, and he's like, yeah, them, yeah. And obviously he does
Reds.
the IB for
Mr. Reds.
Yeah. Me and Reds are in smooth connection together, innit? So I've known him for years.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. We done, and I was part of the Sony Street team as well. So I've known him from 2002. We were all together doing the music and so forth.
When he done Chris Brown and stuff, I remember.
Yeah, everything. We've done loads of artists. But again, you know, even because we were in music promo together, we, you know, got that mindset that the DJs were the core. When you've got, you know, 10 DJs in Manchester, 5 in Birmingham, 3 in Leeds, 2 in Southampton, whatever, you push your music out to them and get it out there. And then especially if you're sending them a jingle and something to make them feel that, yo, you know, this artist is look after me, you're getting that play. As long as, you know, now you've got the added social media, say, yo, give us a post. Let people know what's coming up in your show this week. Give us a post, tag us in it, and let the artist fly. You know what I mean? It's all strategies and back scratching and you know what I mean? Some of the old school ways work. But anyway, I'm not here to dictate and tell you what you're doing, but I think that
no, it's cool. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, I just think that for me now, you know, listening to the quality of the soca that Miss Chrome's let me, like, because she sends me some of the tracks, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is like,
this is what I'm saying.
Is
this international soca or is it UK soca?
No, the stuff that, the UK stuff that she sent me, and I didn't know about these artists, and I was like, is this, you know, you should ask her, is this UK? She goes, yes. Is this UK? Yes. I'm like, what? She goes, get ready, man, the waves come in. And I think that's what it is. You need mouthpieces. You need, you know, this. I think the UK soca scene needs a mouthpiece. It needs its maybe own playlist on Spotify to say is, you know, as an individual, you can set up your own playlist, call it UK Soca playlist, and make up the playlist and put everyone, even if they're not on your label, put them in it. Put everyone in it.
It's very true. It's very true.
Tag them in it. I do agree with that. Tag them in it. That's what I would do anyway. So
okay. I need to tag them then because I haven't done that.
It always comes through with the gems.
Yeah.
No, because it's true, because playlist is the thing now that everyone's relying on to get streams in. If you're on a really good playlist that's like 50, 100,000 likes, then you know that your song is going to get streamed a hell of a lot. So that's what everyone guns for now, to be honest. Playlists.
This is it.
And that's it. And not being funny, and if your brand is okay and then your brand tries to have a playlist, then someone has to know your brand to find your brand. Whereas if you keep it simple as UK Soca, that's it. Bang. People can fall over it just by typing the word soca.
It's a good idea. I like that. It's a very good idea.
So true. Because that's what people search for. They'll more search for UK soca as opposed to BP soca.
Yeah.
BP
soca will always rise when people find out, wait a minute, that artist is on there. Wait a minute, that artist is on there. Right.
What? They're on a wait, what? They're on a rhythm? Like, wait, these three are on a rhythm? What?
And that's what it is. I think I don't know if it's yourself, but I think I shouted out someone when I heard there was a rhythm coming. I was on Instagram. I was like, send it. I want it. It was, I want a piece of it, whatever's coming.
I did get that message actually. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was me. I said, whatever you lot are putting out, just give me, you know what I mean? Because I've been twitching. I've been twitching a lot for the last 6 months and so, and it's going well. And it's things like that I can throw into my new Music Future Sounds show, you know what I mean, which is coming back for season 2, plug, and alongside Total Exposure. So it's you know, it's things like that. And then not being funny, this is the one thing about Twitch and DJs. This is another avenue that you got to look at. Is I have people telling me I just Shazam that and I can't find it. I've just Shazam that. Butch, where you get that song from? I tried to Shazam it. What's the name of the artist? I'm trying to find it. So if you're dropping your gems on DJs on Twitch with a intro, people are gonna naturally just Shazam. They're naturally gonna try and find it and get where it is. So
it's true.
You know what I mean? There's some big DJs. I can give you a rundown. Go on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a very good idea. The playlist thing is a very good idea for UK Soca. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot. That does need to get done, and I actually don't think it's been done. So
no,
very good idea.
So should I just change my playlist right now to UK Soca?
What have you called it now?
What did I send it to you? I think. Let me have a look. I think I just named it.
I think that leads us nicely into playing the rhythm.
Oh no, I named it Butch UK Soca because I made it for you. So like.
Oh right. Well, whoever's gonna run it, just run it. And you know what I mean? Just get. You know what I mean? It's something that can be conscionable. What we playing next? Which song we play next?
Come on, the next project. Yeah, the BPSOCA rhythm. Yeah.
Is that what you want to play next,
first?
Sorry?
Is that what you want to play next?
Yeah, that's fine. That's no problem. I like all the releases.
Me too.
Let's get into it.
This is the instrumental though, right?
I like it.
Which artist are you gonna play first? Who you gonna pick? I'd like to know.
I think Butch is dancing around his room, you know.
Sorry. You gotta tell me. No, but you were talking about quality of the instrumental, and I saw the instrumental there, and I thought, yeah, you know what? Let's just hear some of the instrumental. It's good it's good to go in and and the one thing that I respect about what you were saying, you said produced by, and then you said engineered or mixed and mastered by, and I think that is a quality that then also shines, because that the bottom end on that, that's like, you know what I mean? That's authentic walk up, you know what I mean? And with that high, you know what I mean? Nah, that's
it's a nice
right.
song. It's a nice song. I love that song.
Yeah.
Every day.
The instrumental for Zen Gen is really that's so sweet. Something about that instrumental is sweet. It's a sweet. But yeah, sorry. I'm digressing. Sorry, go on.
No, it's fine.
Who's coming up on the rhythm?
I've got You Dig That and Show It Off. Which one?
Dig it. Play all three. Play a mixture of all three, but you choose who goes first. We'll leave it in your hands.
Okay.
So what, you're gonna do like a verse chorus of each?
Alright then. That who we think it is? That who? Man, that look like man, that she here, man, that body she here, that she get on red by. Man, bump up the room. Wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? When the team touch down, wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? You feel it's a truth. Wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? Girl, you ready for this one? Wait, my girl, that's you. Wait, my girl, that's you. So make the waist spin. loose now. Cold lady drinking, say my blue collar. Now girls just be shy when the first turn up. Till alcohol hit them, then the turn up. Climb and ride, call it the go cup. Or you could broad steady for 50 bumper. We already see the double truck load up. So when the beat drop, turn bumper around. Wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? When the team touch down, wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? You feel it's a truth. Wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? Are you ready for this smooth? Wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? That bumper was skate from a corner. Yo, she on tour. Everything in the red bumper over. No, you can control that, my girl, let me know. It just bouncing all down the road. Open up like the doors lock on a Lambo. Can't lock you down, girl, you name Django. Launch control, don't set, let me go. Cause you turbocharge and you're ready to bump around. Wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? When the team touch down, wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? You feel it's a truth. Wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? Are you ready for the smooth? Wait, my girl, are you? Wait, my girl, are you? Bust the whole team out, bumpers out, violence where what you talking about? Keep noise where no fuss. Just get the first knowledge. She say what I spraying from she from garden. And I nearly dropped the phone when I heard that one. I was like, I beg your pardon. What? She tell me every time she leave water that's wet up she close. I tell her too much pressure can bust pipe, and sometimes it can bust hole. So I tell her gotta dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. You want me dig it, yeah? Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Too much pipe in the gallery. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. I said I come in, but when I reach, when I tell her don't afraid of the muscle. Because I's a man that work real hard, I don't shy and hustle and a bustle. I said the size of the man don't matter. Let me inform you as a small man. I said as soon as I reach by the woman, she want me to mash up, she land, so me take out my toes and dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Correct, correct, it's right. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. See you. Well, I dig up the front and smooth it out. No Malika say the job done. That's right. She pay me and push me straight out the door. Hurry up, for she husband come. What? But the first name must be dumb, and I know the second name dumber. Correct. And I know that man always selling pipe, and she tell me her husband a plumber, but he can't dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. I can't dig again. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Stop working. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Oh, she found garden wet. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. I don't think
yes. Where's all my good body girl then? It's time to show it, show it. Get ready to show it, show it. Step to the front, let me take control. Show them how the bumper does roll. It's whining time, whining time. Set up yourself, get ready to whine. Calling all the hot girl crew. Right now, we ready for you. Short, tall, fluffy or slim. Show it off, your body take win. Show it off, show it off. My girl, just show it off, show it off. Step to the front and show it off, show it off. Wine and go down and show it off, show it off. Go wine and show it, bubble and show it. Hand on your knees, push back and show it. Bend your back, get low and show it. Your body look good, shake it up and show it. Go wine and show it, bubble and show it. Hand on your knees, push back and show it. Bend your back, get low and show it. Your body look good, shake it up and show it. Girl, you look good, you fit and you're firm. Show it off, time to confirm that you're healthy. In your tight, tight shorts, push back. You are the boss, make your head turn. When you squat and go down, bounce, girl, you're on the town, girl. Jiggle it, jiggle it, jiggle it, jiggle it, jiggle it, jiggle it. Walk out and show it off, show it off. My girl, just show it off, show it off. Step to the front and show it off, show it off. Wine and go down and show it off, show it off. Go wine and show it, bubble and show it. Hand on your knees, push back and show it. Bend your back, get low and show it. Your body look good, shake it up and show it. Go wine and show it, bubble and show it. Hand on your knees, push back and show it. Bend your back, get low and show it. Your body look good, shake it up and show it. Walk out and show it off, show it off. My girl, just show it off, show it off. Step to the front and show it off, show it off. Show it off, show it off. Go wine and show it, bubble and show it.
Wow.
Every single one of them.
Wow.
You know what? I released that for my Bayesian side.
Love it.
I'm half Trini, half Bayesian, so
yeah,
I do love that track. I love that track.
The BPSOCA rhythm, no, seriously though, that is a rhythm. Big up all the artists that are on there. That was Terra Dan, Dayu. I'm not Bayesian, but I hope that sounded okay. And Mersey, Dig It, and Mr. Zaya, Show It Off.
Yeah. You know what
I was in the background guessing who's this?
Them was like, is this Terra? Yes. Yes.
You know when you want to get up and dance and really feel the music and you really realize that you're in your bedroom, so you're only half dressed. So if you get up, I had to contain myself. No,
yeah, funny enough, the producer for that track is also a DJ, very well-known DJ called Hardware Music. And yet he's actually flying over to be part of my event in September.
Nice.
So
what does that mean?
So tell us about this event. What's this event? Because now you've given us another exclusive. Come on.
So the event is called Carib Jam. So it was our first event back after lockdown. So it's Friday, 24th of September.
Nice.
There's a long list of DJs on that. I tried to remember. You got Super Nitro, Hardware Music. You got DJ Guffnuff. You got Chunks London, DJ Capo, DJ Paulie. I feel like I'm forgetting someone.
I feel like you are, Mr.
DJ Shay, of course.
Ooh,
DJ Shay.
Can't forget DJ
So,
Shay.
yeah, and there's going to be some special performances on the night. It's going to be held at Fire Nightclub in Vauxhall.
Put it in your diary, guys. The 24th of September, Carib Jam, BPSOCA is coming out by force. It's a wrap.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. And I'm also working on a project that's being released next month as well, a new rhythm.
Wow.
Is this the all female rhythm?
Yeah, so it's an all female rhythm. So everyone in there is a female artist. So you got Miss Desire, Sun Divas, and a new artist by the name of Chanel Andrew.
Nice.
Yeah.
There is going to be another artist on there as well. I can't really say the name yet because it hasn't been confirmed.
No, we'll wait.
Should I say the name? But no, I think I'll wait.
No, you have to type in UK Soca. You have to type in UK Soca to find it.
No, for real. No, but yeah, so it's called the Sovereign Rhythm. Sovereign is a great play on words because sovereign meaning the reigning UK queens. So that's the reason why I named it the Sovereign Rhythm. The fourth person who might be on the rhythm is, I'll tell you guys, it's fine. I'll tell you guys. So it actually might be Alison Hines. So that actually is really good because she is British born.
She is.
So the name Sovereign Rhythm still stands. It still stands.
Yeah. Can we all at her and say, please go on the rhythm?
Yeah. So just for anybody's reference, all of those artists that we heard on the BPSOCA rhythm are UK artists?
Yes.
They are UK artists, yeah.
See what I mean? The levels.
And
That's what I mean. It's great.
Every single one of them have been on Total Exposure.
They have, yeah.
The only person that hasn't been on our live YouTube show just yet is Terra Dan, but he was on our physical show and headline back in 2019. That was a couple of years ago now. So, yeah.
Well, big up all the artists on the BP.
Yeah, man, you guys did bits. How you mean?
Yeah,
oh,
there's a lot going on. There is a lot.
You hear that rhythm, you would never think like, well, the combination. Do you know what I mean? You think it's
it's a great combination as well
from the Caribbean.
And what I like as well is it's Bayesian influence because obviously BPSOCA is from Barbados, it derived from there. Miss Desire's Bayesian, Terra Dan's Bayesian, Simon Pipes, who mixed the masters Bayesian, producers Bayesian, Mersey's Grenadian. But the way he literally flowed on that track was amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. And he's a storyteller as well.
He is.
So
he always storytells.
Yeah, man. And the way the storytelling, sexual innuendos, there's a lot in there. Mercy has.
But that's soca. That's soca. That's soca.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
No, back in Calypso days, what's that in your pocket? You know what's in my pocket. So it's just all those innuendos. It's all those innuendos that always come out in Soca Calypso, 100%.
No, I love the levels and the quality, man. I think it's just, you know what I mean? I don't want to sound like it cannot be achieved. I think you've smacked it. I think there's a good quality sound. And yeah, definitely, you know, 100% supporting it. Not just total exposure wise, but as myself, Butch Cassidy, I'm gonna give it a few spins, man. Definitely.
Thank you, man.
We know that.
Gareth, before we head out, let everybody know where they can find those tracks, where they can find out more about BPSOCA music. Yeah, let us know all your information.
Yeah, so with BPSOCA music at the moment, all of our tracks are available every single major streaming site: Spotify, Amazon, Apple, even Deezer. Tidal, anyone you can think of is all on there, even YouTube. So you got the new track Gen that actually has a really nice lyric video as well. The website is www.bpsocamusic.com, and it's got all the information on there. And again, it's got all the releases that we've had thus far. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything is at BPSOCA. So no matter where you go, it's always at BPSOCA. And with the team as well, there is a BPSOCA music team. So we've also got Tay. Tay's also on my BPSOCA team, and she's also on BPSOCA music. She is head of AR. And you've also got, Tay's really good. And you also got Monique as well, who's head of marketing. So there's those different avenue streams in which people can talk to in regards to how we can actually start a project. Yeah, so Tay will be the first point of call. Then I'll get involved, and then when it comes to execution, delivering, and marketing, promotion, then that goes through Monique.
Love that.
Big up Monique.
Well, big up the whole team, which is the driving force behind BPSOCA. Love the projects that you've put out so far, Gareth.
Thank you so much. Thank you. There's more to come, though.
We believe
you. Oh, we know this. We know that this is just the beginning. You ain't even reached a year yet of officially throwing out projects. You know what I mean?
Not yet. Jeez. Wow. Yeah, not yet. Time's gone by so quick.
So I know there's a lot more to come.
It really has. We thank you for coming on and being our guest for today and speaking to us about your label and going through that label versus independent and breaking down a bit more what you guys do over there at BPSOCA. I feel like you really hit the nail on the head in terms of being able to have these projects for artists, being able, as an artist, being able to have that creative direction.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate having me here as well. Thank you.
No, so thank you for coming on. Guys, don't forget you follow BPSOCA on all social medias. Their website is right down there at the bottom, bpsocamusic.com. And they're on every single social media. Go ahead, every single social media platform.
It's not TikTok. Not TikTok.
No TikTok.
Our music's on TikTok. That's fine.
But not Gareth. You won't find Gareth on TikTok.
Me on TikTok doing what? You mad? What am I doing on TikTok for? Must be crazy.
Maybe just a rum. Just a quick.
Maybe.
The BPSOCA create a TikTok. Maybe.
I can create a TikTok. Butch can be on it, walking to whatever tunes he's spinning. That's fine.
Well, I tell you what, if where TikTok will come in is if one of your rhythms has a dance to it, it might come in handy.
It is. It will. It's coming. As I said, it's coming next month. 100% it's coming next month.
Listen, everyone in the world needs to prepare themselves for this rhythm. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'll just.
It's a good rhythm. It's a good rhythm. I wish I could play it, but it's a very good rhythm.
We will hear it. Thank you
will hear it soon.
For joining us. Thank you again, Gareth from BPSOCA Music. Thank you, Butch Cassidy, for dropping in and playing those tracks for us. And we will see you right here next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. You can catch us on our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, We're on Twitter. We're on Spotify. We're on Facebook. Hi to our Facebook family. And don't forget, next week, Thursday, 9 p.m., Total Exposure Live. And as well, the date for your diaries, because we haven't even said it on the show.
We haven't.
July, the 23rd of July, we will be having a pop-up. We popping up on that ass.
We popping up next month, people.
Look out for us.
Okay.
All the details can be found on our social media platforms. Head over to Instagram at Total Exposure UK, and all the information can be found right there. If you think that Total Exposure Live online is a vibe, wait till you see us in person. See you next week, guys.
Peace out, guys. Thank you.